This is the sound that it makes currently when you're opening and closing. The check strap just gets caught in the inside. So I just left that wire attached. Goes to the light on the door. There's the interior of the door. These are the little clips that will pop at the bottom. And anyway, you remove the speaker. Again, there are other videos about that. It literally sits in here like this. You can use Phillips. A Phillips head to remove the screws. These are the screws right here. They come out very, very easily. This is just a squeeze connection right here. Squeeze like so. Pull it up, and then you can take the whole thing right out. Really cheap speaker, by the way. There's not much to it. It's very light, extremely light. Not like a good quality speaker, but nonetheless, the door check strap, or door check, I suppose you say, is located up in here. And I'll take it out in a little bit. I've already taken on the side of the door, right here, taken off a couple nuts. Right here. There's one here and here. I just took a deep socket. It's a number 10 deep socket. And the extension I had on this only to get this off. Now with this off and these two nuts gone right here, it just kind of swings in there. The new part comes in the box. It comes just like this. So that's where those two nuts fit. This will go inside the door, and then you just line up. If this piece here fits like that, then the new piece has to fit just like that. Okay, I'm going to turn you kind of upside down so you can see into there. So that's what that looks like. Okay, so reaching in, pull my piece straight out, and here's the comparison shot between them. Old, new, like the same piece. Problem is right in here, when it closes, this slams against the metal part, because as you can see on the new one, that whole plastic piece around the metal right here is actually in place. That's what keeps it from slamming against the metal, making that popping sound. Whereas in this one here, the plastic is obliterated, just destroyed, so it would never stop the popping sound. So now, remembering how I took that one out, I'm just simply going to slip this one back in up into the speaker hole. Alright, made it out. Now my first step is going to be to make sure I screw on the nuts first, on the two nuts located on the door itself, here and here. And then my third step is just going to be inserting that screw, tightening it down. Alright. You just got the part put back into the hole, going in here. Sorry about the shaky video, but you can see they just need to pop through. And now I'm going to tighten the nuts down on there. and then put in the other screw. I'm actually just going to take and hand tighten for now. Just taking my long socket, deep socket, tightening. Get the bottom one tight. I already had put the nuts on. This just saves me some time. Okay, that's pretty close. And then I'm just going to take and put it back on to the ratchet. Tighten down, bottom. Top. Then I'll put in my screw here. And I'll close the door a little bit. That will help. And sorry, I can't see the video. Now I'm going to put on my extension. Okay, there we go. This is where it just makes it a lot easier to get to that spot. This one was on pretty tight. Okay, here we go. So now, just a proof of concept here, I'm going to close the door. Open it, and that sound is completely gone. No more of that popping. So now it's just a matter of getting that door put back on. So to do that, I'll just go in reverse order. I'll put back on the speaker, and then I'll put back on this piece. I'll put the interior of the door on, put the screws back on, and that should be it. And I'll show you the final product as soon as I'm done. On the plastic piece that comes out of the door handle and lock assembly, these little cables will actually pop out, can pop out, and they come out simply like this, and they may both come out. Like, oh no, what do I do? If you can slip the little ball into there, and then this plastic piece, just make sure that lines up there, snap it down. The green one goes on the bottom, that's where the handle itself, it will pop in that hole, and then the plastic piece will slip down and snap down there, just like that. Then they'll stay in, and then you can slip it through the door. Down here, I wanted to show you, these are number 10s as well, so I just use a Phillips to tighten them, but they certainly can be tightened with a number 10. Not a problem. Just don't go too hard because there's the plastic pieces in there. Alright, now we're at the point of putting the door panel itself back on. There's not a ton you have to look out for. This plastic piece right here, the pink plastic piece, is where this bracket comes in. This bracket here is where that screw, that plastic screw that I showed you before, where that will actually fit as well. But now I can take my handle assembly, push it through right now. That fits in there. And then I have to get this up over the top. Making making sure my wire that I took off before is accessible. And it looks like I've got everything. There's a screw hole that lines up right here that you should be able to see if you come bring the camera right here. You'll be able to see there's a screw hole right down there that you'll need to make sure is there. Once that's there, everything is pretty much in line. And I can now take and simply start snapping it. So start pushing. Now everything's in place. I'm just going to now take our screws. This is that longer one that goes into the metal bracket. Take that. Like so. Don't worry, it didn't strip out. All good. It's pretty hardy. This piece now will fit in here. Two holes will line up the screws here and here. Again, if you are if you really care about your van, take your time and use a screwdriver. Time for me is on a 2005 van. I don't really worry too overly much. Alright, then my other screws. One goes in here, if you recall. Put that one back in. Just going to set it in first. There we go. Good. I'll actually just take my little plastic piece. Looks just like this. It pops out pretty easily and goes in easier. It's literally just a snap right in. Now I'll take my door part that I took out before, making sure I'm putting this in first so it goes down. Snap this in first underneath. Before you put this back on, be aware that there is a little sleeve here that must slide back before you put it in. There's a little plastic gray piece in here. It's like a locking thing that meshes with the inside of the socket. So you slide this back like this till it locks. Then you insert it into that socket. And when you insert it, push on the wire back here in the back. So you're pushing on the wire. Okay, then now it's locked in, and that will hold just fine once it gets in. Okay, if you recall, go in here first, then down. I've got a screw here and a screw here that has to go in, and then the plastic piece here. But now we're going to try the door. Completely sound free. No more popping sound. Closes just fine. Stops here. Stops at the normal location. One more piece I forgot, right up here. If you recall, has that little L on the trim. Put that in first. Put your white fastener in, and there it is. It's done. Make sure everything works, locks, etc., and you're good to go.